education is the mother of all other sectors. It must demonstrate the highest levels of planning and informed action as a way of setting the bar for other sectors and as a sectoral necessity. To this end, we must avoid the habit of decrees and Lone Ranger approaches of the kind that the Ministry of Education is used to. What the country needs from the ministry are definitive messages on the way forward. I repeat that, definitive messages on the way forward. As the bag continues to remain with us, it is expected that the Ministry of Education could get bona fide leaders of the key stakeholder entities in education in a constructive dialogue to reflect together and plan the way forward. So far, the Ministry of Education has only made random and ad hoc pronouncements. These casual and abrupt statements have mostly been given in the sidelines of Ministry of Health briefings on COVID-19. Fate of some 1.2 million KCPE candidates and 700,000 KCSE candidates hangs precariously in the balance. In all, about 15 million learners who should be in school or college are at home. While it is possible to appreciate the fears that led to the rushed closure of institutions of learning, it is difficult to come to terms with the reality that the Ministry of Education is this far still sending out speculative messages on the fate of learning, and especially on this year's KCPE and KCSE examination. We have heard government officials say that learning is going on online. They have also said that national examinations will go on as was scheduled at the start of the year. We do not know if any packages of measures that the ministry has made for parents, teachers, and learners to facilitate, equalize, and monitor home learning. Without clearly defined and equitable state-owned and state-facilitated learning packages, it is misleading and even mischievous to claim that learning is going on. It is not. Not every learner has access to radio or TV, and less still to the internet. Even those who can physically access these facilities are challenged with the costs of activating them. Let us not cheat ourselves. Let us accept that things are bad, indeed very bad, and that we may need to take some very drastic decisions about education, but which decisions are good and necessary for the country in the long term. Syllabuses have not been covered and may not be covered. Our exam-based education is about syllabuses. We cannot change direction in the midstream to pretend that all is well, when we know that exam syllabuses will not be covered. We cannot have exams when syllabuses have not been covered. It will throw the integrity of the exams and the education system into the international disrepute, and we certainly do not want to go that way. Some schools, colleges, and universities have been earmarked as isolation centers for COVID-19. Going forward, teachers, learners, parents, and other stakeholders must be assisted to return to those places after they have reverted to their usual identity as normal centers of learning. There is need for a clear strategic approach to counseling and removal of stigma ahead of reopening of these places as institutions of learning. Indeed, there is need to ensure that they are fumigated and confirmed to be safe and COVID-19 free. We cannot just arbitrarily assume a return to normalcy in this place. Magoha House, the Teachers Service Commission, the teachers' unions, and the Kenya National Examinations Council must constitute a team to plan what is to be done about education going forward. They will also need to work with high-level representation from the Ministry of Health and the Treasury. The state of the art in education is extremely worrying at present. There are outstanding old issues in education prior to COVID-19. Some pertain to the change of curriculum, while others are labor issues. The silver lining in the COVID-19 tragedy is the opportunity it gives us to place our old differences and intransigence behind us, to accept to bring key stakeholder leaders together, to reflect and plan together, and to give education a fresh and healthy lease of life.